What's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's Mr. Eddie Barber, and today I'm going to give you 4, maybe 5 different reasons why you struggle when you're doing your haircuts. So let's just start with number 1. One of the first things that I see people having trouble with is the fact that they don't have a process. They don't have something that they can rely on, and they wind up just trying different stuff all the time. Every time they're searching the internet, they're always looking for something better. They haven't perfected any particular process just yet, and because of this, they're never really making any improvements the way that they should. So the first thing that I would say that's really going to help you is to get a process together, dedicate some time, and figure out exactly how you're going to do your fades or how you're going to do your techniques. Get a process, learn it, stick to it, and let's keep it on moving. So the second reason why you might struggle with your fades, I see this all the time, and it's really become sort of a pet peeve of mine. So I'm just going to show you right here with this clipper. I see people doing this all the time. They're constantly leaving the head for no reason. When they should be anchored on the head, using the head to keep them steady, they're leaving the head because somebody told them that it's a flick of the wrist. It's all about flicking the wrist. Well, guess what? It's not about flicking the wrist at all. If that was the case, we would never be accurate. We would always have a different result. And how could we continue to duplicate the same consistency? And the answer is we use our guards for that consistency. In order for your guards to work, they need to remain flat and on the head. And that takes me into number 3. People don't hold the clipper flat. Flat is here, flat is not here, flat is not here, okay? And just to recap on that, let me grab a blade that's got a curve in it, such as your number 1.5, okay? Obviously flat, you can see where flat is with this, right? Flat is here. However, when you grab a half guard, you can see that it's kind of a little more difficult to see where flat is, but flat is here. In order for your clipper guards to work the way that they were intended and they were designed by the manufacturer, you have got to hold them flat so that you get the proper distance. If you're taking them away from the head, then you're obviously changing the distance. And if you change the distance, then they're not going to work the exact same way that they were intended to work. So hold them clippers flat. Number 3, okay, the next thing I want to get into is I want you to keep your clipper on an angle when you're beginning to blend, okay? So we'll put it straight. When we're putting in our guidelines, we can keep it straight. That's fine, okay? But when you begin blending it, meaning that you're going to begin closing this clipper down, when you begin blending it, I want you to keep it on a slight angle. The reason why we want to keep this thing on an angle when we're blending, when I'm going into lines, I want to keep it on an angle when I'm blending, because if I make a line, it's not going to be a significant line. It's not going to be a significant mistake. It's going to be very easy to blend out. However, if I take this clipper up real high, a little bit too high, and I make a line all the way up here, well, guess what? Now the whole fade's probably got to come up. It's going to be a lot harder to mask that mistake. It's going to be a lot more difficult to deal with it. So during the blending process, when you're working on your blend, get that nice, easy motion going and keep that thing on an angle, but keep it flat up against the head, okay? And then that takes me to number 4. If I'm at 4 or 5, I don't know. I lose track sometimes, but I'm just ripping off the top of the dome, okay? So number 4 would be that you just don't have enough reps, okay? And if you don't have enough reps yet, that's okay. Put the time in, put the work in, and do what you got to do to get better. Call your mother, call your sister, call your brother. Work on people's hair. Even if you got to do it for free, you got to get those reps in. After a while, you're going to start to develop some valuable skills, but you got to put that time in. These reps, they don't just come to you. So it isn't going to be an easy thing, but I'm going to tell you what, easy come, easy go. Put the work in, and it will come back to you tenfold if you put that work in. Now, don't get discouraged if you're just getting started and you feel like, oh my God, I got a mountain of stuff ahead of me. Just departmentalize little slices of the pie and just take these things one at a time and just tackle them. So you learn how to use your edge ups and learn how to work on that. Learn how to do your fades, okay? Give yourself a technique. Get yourself a process. Go and try to execute. And this is really going to help you to improve, okay? And another thing that I see a lot of new barbers struggle with is just communication, okay? And I don't really want to get into this too deep because I do want to do a full video that's on only the consultation. But a place where you see a lot of new barbers who have decent skills screw up when they first come into the barbershop is they don't know how to get the proper information out of their client. They're not really sure what their client wants, and clients can be very evasive. They're not going to give you a whole lot of information every time, so you're going to have to know how to ask them certain questions that put them in a box, which will stop you from doing a double cut or stop you from misunderstanding them and possibly cutting it too short, and then you wind up with problems. Work on your communication skills, and just for an example, a good question to ask a customer might be, are you looking for the same style or are you looking for something new? Okay, this lets you know right there if they're looking to try something different other than what they had when they walked in. How long has it been since your last haircut? Okay, it's been a month. Great. Well, hair grows a ½ inch per month, so you know you're safe to take about a ½ inch off, and you know that he wants the same style. Okay, there's a whole lot more to that, and stay tuned because I'm going to make a consultation video that I'm really going to just touch on all these little areas that will help you communicate better with your clients and help you to understand them and save you the trouble of double cutting people, because when you cut people 2 times, guess what? You're only getting paid for 1. So it's you who looks like the fool. You got egg on your face, and if you would have asked more questions, that wouldn't have happened to you, and that's really all your fault. It's got nothing to do with the client, because a lot of clients like to a lot of barbers like to put the blame on the client and say that, oh, he said this and it turns out he wants that. Well, you didn't ask enough questions, okay? I'm not going to say it's every single time, but a lot of the blame, it rests with the barber. And yeah, you know I'm speaking the truth. If it's hitting home, I'm sorry, but yeah, we're just going to keep it real here. So okay, these are the areas where I see that people are struggling. If there's another area that I didn't cover that you feel like you struggle with, please let me know in the comments. I'm trying to help you guys. I will answer your comments. I will answer your questions, and I'll make a video on it if I feel like the topic warrants it. And yeah, I'll get right to work on that. So if there's anything else that you guys are struggling with, please just let me know, and we'll address it one by one. And I want to thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support. Being over 20K, man, this is amazing, and I'm going to keep on grinding. Every chance I get, I'm going to put another video together, and I'm going to get it to you guys. So I love all y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. And now, a word from our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors, okay? This is just me trying to make a difference. I make all the videos, I edit them, I shoot them, I film them, I got all the cameras, the equipment, computers, and it's all very expensive to make these YouTube videos. Okay, anybody who's interested in checking out some of the tools that I use, like this is my total favorite setup. It's battle tested. I've used it for many years. Most of the stuff here has been here for a long time, and it works excellent. Go ahead and click that link in the drop down below and you can check those out. And I finally got some merch up on the channel, and if you decide to scoop one, it really helps the channel out. If this channel helps you out and you want to support it and you want to see more of it, anything you do like that will really help me out. And also I want to do more product giveaways and stuff like that, but it's expensive, and I left a link to my PayPal down below. If you guys kick in a little donation, we're gonna start getting in some of this. I can start giving away more clippers, and I can start doing some more things. You find it in your heart to throw even just as little as $1 or $2, it could go a long way to getting some of these clippers in some of these people's hands that might need them, and I can continue to do this for more people.